I want everyone to understand two things before I begin this video. First, drawings are a type of Japanese manga that is explicit and features cartoon characters. It focuses on characters and plots that show underage girls. I believe it is now obvious enough for anyone to understand what it means if a real person draws or enjoys drawings. Second, I won't fabricate anything or make any accusations. I'll just present some repulsive and unbelievable things that Kris has done, along with evidence. At this point, you're probably wondering, what in the world does Kris have to do with all of this? To put it mildly, you're both right and wrong, but there's a very dubious character in this story who goes by the name Shadman. Shadman was a regular guy until he chose to pursue his love of art at an art university in Switzerland. Shortly after, though, he was expelled after some of his artwork was found to be unlawful and even dangerous to society. But something more drastic was about to happen. He started his own website, which is when his gifted artwork was discovered. In 2011, he did something shocking and disgusting. He published artwork of his own mother. As was to be expected, he didn't stop there. On November 8, 2016, he received a tweet asking Shadman to draw Keemstar's 7-year-old daughter engaging in inappropriate behavior with Donald Trump. Shadman will reply that if Trump wins the election, he will deliver it. As we all know, he will also release a drawing of her giving head to Donald Trump. However, Shadman's vision was far worse than anticipated. On January 24, 2017, he posted a picture of Daphne Keene, referring to her as a real-life person. A few days later, he started posting drawings showing her being severely molested. What's even more disturbing is that she was only 12 at the time, but this wasn't the first time Shadman has done something similar. Lieutenant Corbouz is also one of them, but aside from all of that, a new question comes up: how are Ava and Shadman related? The answer is shown in another drawing by Shadman, which shows a young girl with a spade tattoo on her that reads BBC, which we all know what it means, and a "please be patient, I have autism" cap with a gun aimed at her mouth. She also has a fidget spinner as an earring. This is coming from a guy who owns a Shad-based drawing and has it as a centerpiece in his living room, AA said in response to a tweet from Grande and MrBeast on November 18, 2017. A little while later, they also shared the exact same drawing spread out on the floor with the caption, "bonus fidget spinners to throw some extra autism." Initially, it seems Kris was being sarcastic because this tweet came after Shadman had drawn all those disgusting images. However, something messy was going on behind the scenes in this MrBeast video. You'll notice a very familiar thing at the 9 minutes and 30-second timestamp. From what I believe, keeping illegal art in the bedroom isn't normal at all. The shocking thing is that MrBeast and Kris were roommates during that time, yet this is nothing in comparison to the next incidents on April 16, 2018. AA replied under a deleted Shadman post saying, "No Beast Boy trap shit, you've changed." Basically, AA was asking Shadman to draw art of Beast Boy as Beast Boy was shown at different ages in the show. We can't say anything for certain, but that doesn't mean the tweet wasn't strange, though we definitely can't say the same about the next tweet. On January 17, 2018, a person tweeted saying, "Remember this growing up, me too." Check it out at Chadbase, featuring a photo of the 4-year-old cartoon character Caillou with his mother. Obviously, we know Shadbase is a website with very disgusting content involving children and comic book characters, and the tweet clearly referenced that, but instead of opposing it, Kris joined in and replied, "Help, I need an adult." I don't think it's necessary to describe how absurd this is, but Ava's following tweet is even more absurd. Mabel and Dipper are siblings from the television series Gravity Falls who are 12 years old. A user posted drawings of these characters kissing on Twitter on July 14, 2017, and the twin commented, "At this point, it's just right. I mean, it's nearly impossible that Ava Kris Tyson was tweeting this," which simply captures their sentiments and spirit. The odd thing is that they later delete the majority of their tweets. Nevertheless, Tyson's tweets will only get more surprising and peculiar from now on. On June 21, 2018, a user shared several shots of Violet, a 14-year-old character from the film Incredibles, and even responded with the phrase "low-key. She's adorable." This is made worse by the fact that Violet was 14 and AA was an adult. What's even stranger is that Ava wasn't merely responding to Shadman's work, they were friends or knew each other, to put it mildly. On April 16, 2019, Ava shared a clip from their live stream in which they unintentionally visited Shadman's website and said, "Shout out to Shadba for having safe for work drawings today. I accidentally put up his website on stream, but if you're still convinced that this is a coincidence, the next incident will undoubtedly make you reconsider." On January 25, 2019, Shadman shared a photo of a character named Rafia from Rising of the Shield Hero. There are two versions of her in the show. In one, she is 17 and in the other, she is 10. What is this and why do people keep sending me this? Shadman posted a 10-year-old version of it. A responded underneath it, saying, "Please, Shad, please." I think everyone knows what this means because Shadman is essentially an illegal artist who draws this stuff. Obviously, this is messed up, but things didn't get better. A person by the name of Ava responded to Ava on January 24, 2020, by sending a picture of the image's backstory is that there are two versions of the picture, one with the girl wearing clothing and the other without, and that AA loved the post. These were only the occurrences that had documentation or were captured on camera before they erased everything. There was a tweet that was unclear or out of context. Nothing makes me angry like some people because we know the meaning is inappropriate, but let's just move on. Now, some people might say that these tweets are years old, and I want to reiterate that I'm not criticizing or accusing anyone, this is just for educational purposes. It's important to realize that Shadman wasn't just an artist, he was also a predator, which is even worse. This situation has made me wonder what might have happened between Kris and Ty because the majority of these tweets are from that era. We can't speculate, but who knows? Well, we can only hope for the best and improvement. One important lesson from this is to avoid the internet altogether because it's not as safe as it seems.